Have you ever wondered why some of the absolute best business ideas just never happen? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're going to tackle that massive, super frustrating gap between having a great idea and actually getting it done.
Just let that sink in for a second. It's not about a lack of creativity, right? It's not about a lack of ambition. The real killer, the thing that sinks so many businesses, is that things just don't get finished.
Yeah? Sound familiar? You know that feeling, right? Where you're just spinning your wheels, you feel busy all the time, but you're not actually making any real progress.
Oh, it's such a frustrating cycle, isn't it? You make the big plans, you have all the meetings, but then, key decisions get delayed, and before you know it, the execution just kind of slips away. All right, so let's get to the real root of this. Why does work feel so incredibly busy, but progress feels, well, painfully slow? There's a really fundamental reason you feel stuck.
See, the problem a lot of the time is that the business is just unbalanced. Maybe you're absolutely killing it in sales, but your operations just can't keep up. Or maybe you've got this amazing team, but there's no real handle on the finances. It's these kinds of imbalances that have you constantly jumping from one fire to the next, instead of actually fixing the system underneath. And this is so important. You're probably working hard enough. I mean, the problem isn't a lack of effort, it's a lack of alignment. It's that the different parts of your business aren't working together, and that's what leads to the breakdown in execution. Okay, so let's shift gears and talk about a system for execution, a way for you to finally get unstuck. What if there was a way to fix that imbalance, a system that is designed from the ground up to drive execution? The solution is a balanced system. It's built on 5 pillars that are all connected. They all support each other. But right at the very core, there is one single thing that holds it all together and makes everything else work. And that one thing is execution. Simple as that. It's powerful and it's completely non-negotiable. Because without it, the best plans, the best strategies in the world, they're just words on a page. Nothing, and I mean nothing, moves forward. All right, so let's take a tour of these 5 pillars, the ones that create a truly balanced business. Really getting a handle on these is the first big step to making execution a reality for you. Okay, first up, we have pillar number 1, planning. Think of this as direction before action. It's all about forcing you to answer those huge, fundamental questions. Where are we actually going? And based on that destination, what really, truly matters right now? And man, you can feel the difference, can't you? Without a plan, everything feels urgent. Priorities change every 5 minutes. It's just chaos. But with a plan, your focus gets laser sharp. Decisions suddenly become so much easier because you have a North Star guiding you. All right, pillar number 2, sales and marketing. This is the fuel for the whole business. This is where you get crystal clear on 2 things. Who is our customer? And why on earth should they choose us over everyone else? When you nail this part, you create a consistent, reliable flow of opportunities. And believe me, the difference here is like night and day. If you ignore this pillar, you're looking at unpredictable cash flow and stalled growth, total anxiety. But when you build it right, you get a stable flow of leads, and that gives everyone in the company a massive confidence boost. Okay, on to pillar 3, operations. This is the how. This is the nuts and bolts of how the work actually gets done, day in and day out. It's all about building systems so you can deliver consistently, every single time. And it's about spotting those pesky bottlenecks before they grind everything to a halt. Without good operations, your team is just putting out fires all day long. They're constantly reacting. And you know what happens then? Quality drops. But with a solid system in place, work just flows. That constant pressure starts to fade because you have a process you can actually trust, even when you're slammed. Now let's talk about pillar number 4, finance and admin. I want you to think of this as the control panel or the dashboard for your entire business. It gives you the visibility you need to answer the really hard questions like, are we actually making any money here? And where is our cash getting tight? It's all about knowing your numbers, inside and out. Because flying blind with your finances, well, that just leads to nasty surprises and a whole lot of stress. But when you have that control, that visibility, your decisions are grounded in reality, not just guesswork. And that clarity, it just washes away so much risk and anxiety. And that brings us to our final pillar, number 5, people. Look, if finance is the control panel, then your people, they're the engine. This is where execution actually happens. This is all about creating total clarity around who owns what and what is expected of every single person. Because when roles are fuzzy, you know who carries everything? The owner. The business ends up relying on these heroic last-minute efforts, and that is just not scalable. But when this pillar is strong, accountability skyrockets. And you start to build a business that can, actually run without you having to be there 24/7. So there you have it. The 5 pillars: planning, sales, operations, finance, and people. And they're all built around that central core of execution. But I gotta tell you a secret. The framework itself, it's not a magic wand. The real work, it starts now. Look, you can draw this beautiful framework on a whiteboard, and it'll look great. But it is 100% useless without the discipline to actually use it. Day in, day out. It's the commitment to the system that gets you the results, not the system itself. And that brings us to a really critical truth. This is not about some massive, heroic push once a quarter. Real success, real execution, it comes from small, consistent actions, day after day after day. Just remember this: consistency beats intensity every single time.
So here's the bottom line. The model we've walked through, it's simple. Understanding it is not the hard part. Doing it the work, now that's a different story. The real question for you isn't about the model. It's this: are you willing to do the work?